My work is influenced on the indigenous cultures of Mexico. That's what it's about. That's where the influence comes from, and it describes various. It pays homage to the cultures of Mexico, the indigenous culture. It talks about the history. It talks about their religion. It talks about their contributions to mankind. It talks about their art, their writing, their anthropology. It talks about various rituals that are part of what makes up that culture. So it deals with a lot of different aspects. I knew since I was a little kid about this tall that I was going to do art. I knew in my heart, I don't know why, I just knew that that's what I was going to do. It was not encouraged by anyone, but I just knew. I mean, my parents, they always knew I liked to draw, but everyone likes to draw when they're young. But I knew that this is what I was going to spend the rest of my life doing. And it was a no-brainer, so here I am, 150 years old, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still enjoying it as much as I did when I was a little kid. I do read up on it from time to time. When I was at school, they didn't have classes that you could learn about the cultures from Mexico. The series started, as you get older, your perspective on life changes. And I thought, well, what have I done with my life, with my art in my lifetime so far? And, I always tell people I can paint in any style or any technique. It's not difficult at all. But I feel like I want to leave something behind that reflects the culture of Mexico, because that's where my family, of course, comes from and so on. So it kind of comes natural out of the creative process. A lot of times before I start the piece, I already know the title of the work. And people that are familiar with my art, they say, man, your narrative is getting more and more complicated. And I'm not a writer. And then people tell me, your compositions, your structure is more and more complicated. Yeah, I mean, it is. And if I do something that's comfortable, I'll get bored. And so I challenge myself just the same way I challenge my students to push themselves as far as they can. So it's mostly stream of consciousness coming from within. But I am aware of a lot of this information. But it's intuitive basically most of the time. So I'm just trying to tell a story in each of the paintings and stuff. That piece over there, the tall blue one, I did that one about 2 years ago. I thought, man, that's pretty cool. It's a 10-foot piece. I'd never worked that large before. And I wanted to design something special for that scale. And so when I did that one, I thought, man, this is pretty cool, But again, I didn't, sit there and dwell on it, but I just thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And that's one of my favorite ones now. And the same thing with that one. When I did that one a couple years ago, I thought, well, that one also stands out from the rest. I'm not saying I love them all. I mean, I did them all. They're all part of me. They're all part of my soul. But you have favorites, You have favorites, and you have others that are. I mean, it's hard to choose. It's really hard to choose. Anyway, they all have their own story behind how they develop and what inspires you and all that.